So this is not pornography or child pornography, but this is an example of how you can think that, hey, this is a nice neighborhood, considering the homes and stuff like that. And you think that, well, because it's a quiet neighborhood and not so much crime going on, hardly any like crime really, that it's a safe place. Well, here in the USA, they have eavesdropping wizardry devices or devices connected to wizards, and our audio eavesdropping devices within the refrigerator and the AC unit. And they have some children that, these children, they're connected to these wizards too. And they like to be in their little patio, wherever they are. And they like to work witchcraft. Like bullying is a tactic of witchcraft. So they'll say certain things and they know who it is about. And it will be like a very disrespectful child disrespecting an adult. And well, the other night I heard one of the parents or adults from that house or area say certain things, like sing when the roll is called up yonder, but she said something about, we all know we're not winning, something like that, or you're not winning. So the craziness is like it's like the both of them are doing it. The child learns it and the adults are doing it. So I'm recording right now because you can hear the volume of the voice of these children. And so when the homes are connected like this, I don't believe it's wise for people to be very loud in their backyards, because the patio doors that most people may have, or the windows upstairs that face this area, the backyard, it's light and it's not soundproof, I should say. And basically, this is what you hear. Like, it's worse than living in a Brooklyn apartment building, right? At least you could take the broom and knock upstairs and they get the message. Hey, your footsteps are a bit loud, the sound is a bit loud, and then people just get the message. There's no drama, there's no fighting, there's no gunshots. People just understand to just, be, quieter. But this, like, you should hear the things this child or these children because it's more than one of them, but it's like one that has a really loud mouth. You should hear what this child would say. Now, I understand, people have wizards device. They override your communication, right? Um, but the level of disrespect, like I heard one child, I think from this side, talking about Daniel Newby, or somebody talking about Daniel Newby. I haven't had a personal conversation with them. So I thought children would be children. But no, clearly not. Not with these, I guess, wizards down here and these parents that teach the children witchcraft. Because, I was on the bus and these parents, many of them from a Spanish background, seem to want, the children to be taught about Jesus, right? But they themselves, it's like when it comes to Jesus, it's like they don't want Jesus. But the children are going to follow your example. They're going to see you. And if you're doing witchcraft, bullying is a witchcraft tactic, actually, I learned. Um, it's satanic, right? It's supposed to basically alter the mind, or you're supposed to receive another spirit instead of the spirit of God. So witchcraft does a lot with spirits, and it affects the mind. So this is what they sound like. Now this is too loud. Like you have a playground at a preschool and children would play around and stuff like that. But if you want to be sleeping on in the family room, this is what you hear. And sometimes they're talking about stuff pertaining to me and being very disrespectful. Like if it was somebody else, things would go differently. Now I was thinking, I think at one time, to call Child Protective Services, but it didn't really go through, or they weren't really interested. But then at the same time, you know what, since I heard the parents do the same level of disrespect, like, no, leave the crazy children with the crazy parents. And that's how you have in the USA, you hear on the news, child shot parents when they became a teenager, or the parents got upset and shot the children because they're not walking in the Lord. They're not walking in Christ. They don't walk in love. They don't walk in peace. They don't really want their children to grow up to be productive citizens. I think they want their children to grow up and learn how to do what Simona did in 2016 at the Christmas Fellowship in December of 2016. Do that kind of stuff before hidden surveillance and before people. Tactics of shame and embarrassment. And witchcraft, pretty much. Yeah, and they're so desperate. This wizard, if you could hear them in the background saying, they make something about make fun of you. Um, all that teasing and stuff, that's not the spirit. That's satanic. You're not walking in love. You didn't learn that from the early childhood educators. Sometimes I have to like open the patio door and like wait a while, because I'm like, maybe they're doing some voiceover on some audio device in the house, so probably that's not the child, but literally I would hear them. And it's not just that house, I used to hear these people, especially when I was going through a court case. So they were doing whatever so that I would not come out of the court case the way I'm supposed to. It's like they wanted me to be in prison. And if you listen to my part 1 on those who don't believe Christopher Delgado is my God-given spouse, I don't have all this speech blunder going on. But if I try to make a video concerning this, you hear the wizard, and I have to be like taking my time and going over certain sentences just to get my words out. Yes. So now the wizard, I guess, must know that I am doing this and redirect, or must have redirected their speech to focus on something else. But you can hear that, like, which child you hear is like, I nailed whatever. That's something that they meant. See, they're not really saying anything because they know I'm recording.